thanks for renting my camper. I'm just doing a little short video here to go ahead and show whoever rents this camper how to use it and get you through your camp safely. So to start, we got two keys for the camper. You got the purple key, which opens the front door, and then you have the 751 key, which will open up this door and this door. Both of these doors are for storage. Coming in here first is your sewer hose. This is where you're going to dump all your waste and your fresh water that you've used out. This goes down here like this. You'll take this off. You can come in here a little closer if you want to. You're going to take this off and spin that on and stretch this out. And if you're at a campground that has a sewer, you're going to drop that right into it. One important thing to note is try to let your sewer fill up before you dump. You don't want to open this up. You got two pull handles. You have a gray one and you have a black one. Try to leave those closed for as long as you can and dump it before you leave. That way, whatever waste that you put in the toilet won't solidify by leaving this open. You want it to go ahead and deteriorate in the water, so it's easier to go out the hose and it doesn't make it hard for me to clean it when you're done. This will not be sitting in the camper like this. Hopefully I can give it to you and you have a truck or something to pull it and it'll be in a garbage bag. And when you're done with it, just put it back in a garbage bag and return it. So that's that. Coming here is your power cord. As of right now, this is set up to be a 30 amp power cord. If you are camping somewhere where you need to have a 50 amp power cord, you're going to take this attachment and plug it into here. And then this is what's going to plug into your receptacle for 50 amps, and then it'll change it to 30 amps so you don't blow the camper. Okay? This is a surge protector for it. This is your connection to the camper here. So you're going to come over here and lift this up. The way this works, you come a little closer. The way this works is you've got 3 pins on the camper. You're going to notice that one of the 3 is different. So you're going to have to drop this in and just kind of watch it go in. You might have to play with it a little bit. Once you get it in, you're going to twist it to the right and it's going to lock in place. This will spin on the threads here, which you'll notice. So that's that. Coming over here, you have 2 connections for water. If you're boondocking with this camper, meaning that you have no water, you have no sewer, you have no electricity, you're going to want to fill this tank up. It's about 30 gallons. Open this, fill it up with your fresh water. Okay? If you are camping somewhere that does have a water source, there is a hose that's inside the door that I just opened. You're going to hook that hose to this first, and then you're going to be able to run it to the post where the water connection comes out of. Moving right here, this is your hot water heater. It's a 5-gallon hot water heater. This is tricky. It takes a few minutes to get it going. You have a thumb screw here, and you'll notice it's in the off position. You have a little arrow right here. You're going to press this down. There's a little groove right here once you get it to pilot. You have to hold this down for about 20 or 30 seconds to prime this. Once your propane is turned on, you're going to take a stick lighter like this. You're going to light it, and you're going to stick it in here. You're going to see where it's going to be a pilot light because it's propane. Once that pilot light is on, you can then twist this to the on position, and then you can make your water warm or hot. I would suggest leaving it at warm because it does get very, very hot. Disclaimer. Once this is lit, you can leave it lit the whole entire time, and it'll auto heat when the tank notices the temperature is low. So you don't have to do this every single time. You only have to do it once. That's how that works. If you have problems, call me. Or ask somebody else around the camp that knows what they're doing. All right, come around this side. All right, remember like I said earlier, you have 2 keys on the keychain. The purple key is what works the front door. You have 2 locks, okay? This is your stairs going in. So when you get to where you're going and you're all set up, you'll open this up. Please remember, before you leave the camp, most people that make mistakes and wreck their camper are the ones that leave the stairs down. That's going to cost you your deposit. So let's go inside and check this out real quick. Okay, so notice the door. Most likely when you're inside, this will be shut probably. Well, you'll notice you can't open the door because the plastic's here. You're going to move this, and this handle opens your door. If it's cool enough outside, you don't have to run your AC. You can leave this door open, and this mechanism right here, this handle, will just open and shut the screen door. Now, to release this from the regular door, you just press this button down. You don't have to force it, and open it. At times, you're probably going to screw it up, and this thing's going to pop out. There's a track in there, just pop it back in. Pretty simple. Okay, if you're boondocking and you're not hooked up to electricity, you have a battery in here. This is your battery switch. You pull this button out, like that. And then you will turn on your water pump. And that'll prime the water that's in your tank, so when you open up the sink or the shower, you'll have water. That's what this is for. All right, coming over here. Not so much in Florida, but if it does get cold, this is the heater right here. This is the on and off button for the heater. It runs off of propane. Like that will go on, push it to off, and then you'll be able to adjust here what you want your heater at, and it does get hot rather fast. Coming over here, this stove is propane. You again do have to use a lighter to light this. It does not have an auto ignition. So once you turn it on to light it, and then go ahead and turn it to the desired heat. Every time that you run the propane, you want to have the fan on at all times. Okay? Have the fan on at all times. Going under here, there is storage underneath here. This table will drop down to a bed if you want it to. You have to just take the top off. These poles will drop down on the floor. The ends of the table will sit on these grooves here. Okay? Now, carefully coming outside, I want to show you at the front the propane. This is your propane here. The propane will also run the refrigerator. So if you are boondocking and you don't have electricity, you could turn this on and you'll notice a button that says gas on the refrigerator. Hit that button and you got propane. Socket wrench is 3/4 inch. This is how you're going to put down your jacks. You're going to put it down here and you're going to spin them down. You're going to have pieces of wood inside there, and what you want to do is you want to stack the wood to put these down. When you put these down, this is simply to stabilize the camper. It is not meant to lift the camper off the ground. You'll break the camper and you'll break the jack. Once it hits the piece of wood, let it rest and let it be. Please remember to lift these up before you move the camper, or else it's going to get your deposit. So then you can put them back up. There is one on the rear of the camper that does not work, so don't worry about it. Just try to stack as much wood up as you can to keep it from rocking. So that's about it. If you have questions, call me. You know the number. Thanks.